Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at Baker High School out on the practice field where the Buffaloes are practicing today to bring you another edition of the Baker High School Coaches Show. And with us will be the guest. Our guest today will be the head coach and athletic director, Coach Larry Thomas. With some of the other coaches, we'll be having some comments from. And I guess you've all heard in the past that the saying that nobody works harder than the Buffalo. Well, what you're seeing out here tonight or this afternoon is the Baker Buffalo team working, getting prepared for Friday night's contest against Glen Oaks. They go through this every day of every week. Now, you get to see them on Friday nights dressed in full regalia, going to battle against their opponents every Friday night, but they don't just accidentally have the record they have. They have a good football record this year because of hard work, which is what they're doing right now. They're going into some stretching exercises out here. We'll be seeing them in a few minutes as we make some comments, some of the coaches, some of the other exercises that they go through to keep their bodies in shape and ready for action on Friday night. But you're looking at the Baker practice field of the Baker Buffaloes. We'll be talking today, getting some comments from various players along with some of the other coaches. We'll be meeting some of the players face up and getting a few comments from them. There's so many on the squad, we won't have an opportunity to talk to every one of them on a one-to-one basis, but we will get to talk to many of the football players and identify them by their numbers and who you're looking at out there on Friday nights. But I want to remind you that the Coaches Show is a production of Treb Productions, the first television and radio production company of its kind here in Baker, Louisiana, and it's owned and operated by Mr. Bert Carson. So we want to thank Bert Carson along with Treb Productions for being able to bring this football show to you along with Friday night football games. We have several sponsors that we'll talk about throughout the show. You see some of the equipment I have on right now. I have this fine Baker Buffalo cap on, and you see some of them in the stadium and around town, and then this jersey, and you can pick these up at Sportsman's Corner right by the high school. See Mr. Frank Peary and get you something. Wear Baker colors. Support the Buffaloes. Friday night's the last regular season game against Glen Oaks, but it's not the last game for the Buffaloes. We got a lot of football ahead of us. We're going into the state playoffs, so get you some colors. Go by and see Frank Perry. Tell him Greg Allen sent you. Get you one of these caps. And he's got some other kinds and some of these jerseys. Come out and support the Buffaloes in full color. We're going to take a break and be right back with you in just a few moments. All right, we're seeing the Buffaloes wind up their exercise program right now for the day. They're going to wind it up with Buffalo. We're going to now talk to some of the coaches and the players in just a few seconds. Okay, here we are with head coach, athletic director of Baker High School out on the practice field. As we said earlier, Coach Larry Thomas. Coach, a lot goes into getting prepared for Friday night's football games. As we were sharing with the folks a while ago, we was watching the Buffaloes do their regular stretching exercises and side straddle hops, etc. Right here in the foreground behind us, you've got a group of your players here. Is this your backs, linemen, or what?
We got the guards and centers, nose guards, offensive guards, centers, and we got the cornerbacks. We got a mixture. Each coach gets to look at different players, and so we move around and get different groups together. These agilities.
Okay, this is what they call agility drills. You go through regular practices, but you're still getting warmed up for the hard-hitting practice.
Right. Well, we don't do a lot of hitting during the season, but unless it requires it, we're doing well. We'll try to lay off some of the real contact, but to run plays against each other, you're going to do some contact work. This does loosen them up, and at the same time, it gives them good body movement, skill movement.
Well, I'm sure you've learned this over the years, different things that's beneficial for your players. You come off of your regular side straddle hop, stretching exercise, etc., into your agility. About how many minutes do you spend on agility drills?
About 10 minutes here.
Okay.
And then we'll move out and go to form tackling. And our tackling practice is not live, but it's just good, sticking the head up on the football and the shoulder in the chest and trying to keep a wide base for our feet and fall through.
Okay. Is every group doing basically the same thing? We got 2 or 3 other groups broke up into groups?
Basically the same drills. Our backs will break off and they'll do some things that the backs will do in ball handling, or they'll work on a block on an end, something that coach add in, but basically we're doing the same thing.
Okay. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk to you a little later. We're going to move to one of the other groups and talk to one of the coaches, kind of see what they're doing, and then we're going to get a chance to talk to some of the ball players a little later.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Okay. We're over on the other side of the practice field right now, Coach Joe Mook, and of course he is the offensive coordinator, and he's got some of the backs with him right now. Again, they're going through agility drills right now. So as Coach Thomas had said a while ago, these backs will be doing a few various different drills that you won't see the linemen or the centers in them do over there because of their duties on the field. They have to be prepared to make different kind of moves, et cetera, and that's what Coach Joe Mook is working with them doing right now. In a few moments, we'll get a comment from Coach Mook and see exactly what they have planned for the rest of the day. But again, we're with Coach Mook, and Coach, y'all running your agility drills, getting ready for your day's practice. It's one of the things y'all do to warm up, and this, I think, is what they call the tip drill.
Right, Greg. It's just designed to create a reaction on the defensive back's part when the ball goes up in the air to react to it when it's deflected.
I think a lot of the folks in the football game sees when a ball is deflected how a guy can maneuver to get under it real quick, and they're not born with that talent. It comes from a lot of practice, and what they're doing out here right now prepares them for that.
Right. Well, we teach the kid to get the ball at the apex, which is his highest point, and so nobody else gets it, just like a basketball rebound. That and be looking for it, because you never know. You throw the ball up there, it's about to bounce all over the place.
Okay, you're doing a drill now that we won't see the linemen do very, very, very much, but is there any other drills that you do during your agility that's kind of particular to your backs?
Well, we do a lot of retreat drills for defensive secondary backs, which is a crossover step in the backwards move so you can get depth on pass coverage.
Teaching them to run back and keep their coordination. Is that what you...
Right. Well, actually what it amounts to is running looking back over your shoulder.
I see. All right, with Coach Mook here, Coach Joe Mook, who is the offensive coordinator, and of course coaching the backs over here on agility drills. We're going to move on over now and try to talk to the defensive coordinator, Coach Broussard. Coach, we're going to be with y'all the rest of the day and talk to some of your players around practice, and we'll get back with you. Thank you. Okay, here we are on the other side of the practice field with Coach Milton Broussard, the defensive coordinator for the Baker Buffaloes. And we got what we call, it looks like a physical action committee going on over here. They have a little contact. We didn't see that on the other side of the field while ago, some of the other agilities, but Coach Broussard's having to make a little contact here, getting prepared for today's practice. Again, this is an agility drill that they're doing, and hopefully we don't get knocked down during the process. Coach, y'all go through this every day?
Every day we put pads on.
Okay, what group do you have here? Now, we've seen Coach Mook with some of the backs and then some of the
tackles, ends.
This is between the ends, and this is your tackles and guards and...
Right, and linebackers.
Okay, defensive linebacker.
Well, we have some offensive people, but...
y'all go ahead and go through it.
When they turn it over, go ahead, call them. Right. When the ball turns over, they got to turn defense. So they got to play both sides, offense and defense.
Yeah. Now, right now, they're not pitty-patting around. They're trying to go full speed to get
we'd say about 3/4 to make this go good for them. If not,
get their muscles in tune and everything, get ready for the day's hitting.
We work on this every day. We call it palm tacking.
Okay, today being Tuesday, will you have a full hard-hitting day of practice after your agilities are over with?
We don't do a whole lot of hitting once we go through teamwork.
Okay.
We get some people hurt like this, so this is the extent of it right here. We go through it. Go to the other side. Go to the other side.
Good. You know, everybody knows this is our last regular season ball game coming up Friday night, and I know these guys don't have a good record and probably the poorest record in 7 quad A, but Buffaloes don't take anybody lightly in no time during the season.
You can't take this one lightly because in the past years, this has been a big ball game.
Big rival. They get the people mentally ready for the football game and come at us, I guess.
That's it. And we expect them to come at us. You know, if they could win this ball game, they would salvage their season.
Well, Coach, we don't get to talk to you very much during the season because y'all are hard at work, and we're going to be back talking to some of the players one-on-one. We're going to ask y'all's congeniality. Let's take them aside and talk to them one at a time. Coach Thomas said we could do that throughout practice today, so some of our fans can meet them one-on-one, head up. So you're doing a good job defensively, and we're going to be back talking to you a little later. Y'all hang in there.
Thank you.
Coach Broussard. Folks, here we are again on the practice field with some of Baker's unsung heroes. Now, every Friday night over the loudspeaker, and as you hear us on television, you hear us talking to and about quarterbacks and wide receivers and linebackers that's heavy into some action, and all those running backs that run those touchdowns, and everybody knows every one of them's names and their numbers. But these three guys right here, all three play the same position. They're all probably talented, equally as talented as each other, and they all are the nucleus of what takes place out there. Of course, that's the position of center. We have Pat Holly with us over here. Pat, you're kind of the starting center, have been throughout the season. And you and Bucks kind of shared those duties. Y'all are both seniors this year. We want to tell you that we recognize the job y'all are doing, and you're doing a good job for the Buffaloes. And without you guys up there, nothing happens on that football field. How do you feel as far as the exchanges that y'all been able to make this year? We've seen very, very few mistakes made in exchange, and sometimes that's broke some good football players' backs. You and your quarterbacks have made some good exchanges this year. Do y'all practice a great deal on that?
Well, yesterday during specialty period and stuff, instead of going with the linemen, I usually snap for the backs. And then after practice, we got a specialty period where we go when the quarterbacks and the backs and receivers are passing to each other and stuff, and the coach lets us snap with him and lets us get a few snaps like that.
Well, we heard some of the good coaches in college and high school say that unless that first exchange is made, nothing else ever happens. Isn't that right, Bo?
That's right.
Well, you've got had a lot of action this year, but you play in the same position with probably one of the better ball players to ever played the position as you are yourself. You came into the season with a little slow start with a few injuries and stuff like that. But you pretty full speed right now.
Yes, sir.
So the rest of the season and throughout the playoffs, we ought to see some action from you.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do y'all think about this big old boy standing over here now, old Charles Romano? Just he's a junior. Y'all think he's gonna be able to take your place next year?
I believe that he's going to be a valuable part of the offensive line next year. He knows his position. He's practicing hard with us and stuff. Sometimes we use him like a dummy, but hey.
Well, y'all got you had your days being used as one too. That's what they need to remember. This is the centers for the Baker football team, 1986, folks. The nucleus of what's happened. Big Charles Romano, we're going to be looking for big things from you next year. You think you're going to be able to handle the chore?
Yes, sir. Me and Johnny have been practicing a lot, getting our snaps together, and then we're pretty much ready with each other.
Good, because they got some of them JV players going to come up there you're going to have to use for dummies next year. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Charles Romano, Matt Holly, and Buck Murphy. Glad to have y'all with us today. We'll be back with some more Buffaloes in just a moment. Well, we moved to the other side of the line. We was talking a while ago to three of the offensive centers for Baker, and then we've got three men right here that does a superb job for Baker on the defensive side of the line, and everybody is aware of the job that linebackers have to do on a football field, and we've got probably three of the best linebackers in the state and definitely in this area right now. We're going to introduce each one of them to you.
Alton Gajon. Barry Colvin. Alan Walls.
All right. Alton, y'all you had a little slow start at the first of the season getting started at linebacker. Kind of tell the folks what your problem was there.
Well, Greg, we just got out here and we was running through defensive drill one day, and I don't know, I thought I'd stubbed my toe, and I come up and went to the hospital and found out it was broke. So that kind of knocked my momentum down for a little while, but then it started getting back in, rehab and stuff like that, and it come out pretty good, and now I feel fine. I'm ready getting in playoffs.
Well, you've done a good job for the Buffaloes, Alton, and while you were out, it took you 2 or 3 games before you could get back physically, or for the coaches thought. I know you thought you was for a long time, but while you were out, there was a young man that filled in there that did a fine job in your position, who now is playing probably as much defense as you and Barry are both, and I want to move him over here and talk to him right now. Alan Walls, and then everybody knows old Barry. We're going to get a word with him in just a minute. Alan, you've seen a lot of action. This is your senior year. I know y'all did some alternating and stuff like that, but the word that we getting in the bleachers and from the fans all see the job that you're doing, and they're pleased with the job that you're doing, and I think you've had some fine football games. How you feel about your season so far?
Well, I think we're going pretty good. Started off safe, and then Alton got hurt, and I had to fill in for him. And Barry got hurt, and I filled in for him a little while. And he's down with something right now, and I filled in him for the last game. And I think it's going pretty good.
You're kind of utility. You're the kind of ball player they can move around to wherever they need you at, huh?
Yes.
Oh, Barry Causey over here. Everybody knows him. Big number 54. 54 on the Baker football team. See, they got them practice jerseys on right now, folks, so I'm kind of at a disadvantage with the game jerseys. And with some 65, 70 football players out there every Friday night, we get those numbers confused. We don't have a roster with us. But this is big number 54 on the defense that you'll see every Friday night. Number 41, Alton Gajon, and number 11, Alan Walls. You guys are doing a good job for the Buffaloes. We got one regular season game left that we're not going to take lightly, are we? And then we're going to work because we got to go into the playoffs, come back with a big trophy, right? Well, we're going to be talking to y'all and talking about you on Friday night, so y'all hang in there and do a good job for us. The linebackers for the Baker Buffaloes. We talked to some of the Baker Buffaloes already where things happen in little close, tight quarters, and that'd be in the linebackers and the centers. Now, on Friday night when you see the action breaking loose and you see those long bombs flying through the air, we're going to talk to somebody in a minute that makes those bombs fly. But in the meantime, we want to introduce three of the Buffaloes to you that's on the receiving end of those bombs a lot of times. And with me is John Brosette, one of the receivers for Baker, Cedric McNeely, and Tyrone Thomas, probably the world's most sought-after wide receiver right now of all time. Boy, these guys do a fine job, and I know that the Baker fans are really excited about them. John, you're probably one of the most exciting receivers that Baker's seen in a long time. You got great hands. Everybody talks about you. This is big number 88 on Friday nights, folks. We got one game of regular season left in front of us, and of course everybody's thinking it's pushover. That's Glen Oaks. They got a real poor record, but whether y'all know it or not, folks, the fans is already looking beyond that ball game. You see any problem with us going there?
I just don't want us to get the big head and go in this game thinking that we could blow them out, because really nobody has blown them out all year. And they have scrapped the ball for it, but I think we can put it through.
Well, what do you think about these two guys? They manage to catch football pretty well themselves, don't they?
Yeah, that's some good teammates.
Kind of I don't guess the starting receiver, but a man that's came a long way this season, kind of filled in for us, number 23. Isn't that right, Cedric?
Sure.
Cedric McNeely. Y'all seen him in some exciting plays out there this year. He's kind of came in the ball game behind these two other world champions here, but he's kind of been a champion of his own from time to time. Cedric, you're doing a good job. You looking forward to this to the Glen Oaks ball game?
Most definitely. We're planning to do real good. We have confidence in our offense and our defense. Our defense is heart and soul. We think we can do it. We just not going to take it lightly, Just going to go in there and do our best. Bake Buffalo.
Good. Cedric, why don't you trade places with the number one receiver here of all time, Tyrone Thomas. Ty, you're doing a good job for the Buffaloes this year, and everybody in the stands are excited about you, and probably everybody in the district that knows anything about football. You got any plans beyond the Glen Oaks ball game? You think you're still going to be playing a little football?
Well, I don't know right now, but after Glen Oaks game, we're looking to go pretty far in the playoffs.
So you got plans. The plans are we're going to go on into the state playoffs.
That's it.
Carry this thing a long way. Ty, you got you've got good hands, good concentration, and of course we hear a lot of the comments you guys never get an opportunity to hear, John, and all three of you, Cedric, y'all are probably the finest set of receivers as a set that Baker's seen in a long time, and all the folks at home are proud of you, and that's why we're getting to fill those stadiums up on Friday night to come out to see you guys in action. Number 88, John Brosette. Number 23, Cedric McNeely. And number 6, Ty Thomas. Finest receivers Baker High School's ever had. Y'all come out and look at them Friday night. With Coach Thomas in another phase of the practice. Coach, this is kind of special to you. What is it?
This is what we call our pride period, Greg. We put a lot of emphasis on this. It's not a long period. It's about a 5-minute drill where we break the huddle real quick, get to the line of scrimmage, get our splits, and get our alignment, run a play behind the line, and they really fire off hard. Defense, at the same time, they come back and get set, and they go on a quick pursuit angle to the ball.
So you call it pride period?
Pride, building pride.
Good.
What you do.
Let's take a little time and watch what happens in a pride period at the Baker Buffalo camp.
Let's go. Stay down, Pete. Let's go. Let's go. Inside now, get lined up. Look like that. Fight them. Hey. Come on, ground. Hey. Let's go quick. Hurry up.
This is what we were referring to with Coach Thomas as the pride period, where you see the offense breaking out of huddles, coming up and getting their stance, firing out against the defense. A real quick drill. The defense coming back, and then Coach Mook, you see there with the football, taking the defense on, and then putting the ball in the air for the defensive drill. So this helps in coordinating the movement off of the ball, as far as snapping the football, as far as executing off of the football, breaking the huddle, and you notice a lot of teams break the football huddle and they ease up to the line of scrimmage, and this is a pride period in where they teach them when they leave the huddle to fire out there getting to the line. So something that you see on Friday night, you don't never know how it ever gets developed, but something that can build a lot of pride in a football team, which is a big part of a successful team. All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to be right back and talk to some more of the football players in just a second. We're talking to some of the ball players, some of the Baker Buffaloes that make it happen on Friday night, at least from the perception of the stands. This is the guys that you remember their numbers because you see them breaking loose, and they'll be the first ones to give credit to some of those other ball players that we've talked to already, such as up in that offensive line that helps break you guys loose. Isn't that right? We got three of the finest running backs in 7 Quad A football, if not in the state of Louisiana. And with us right now is Theron Duncan, Alfred Hudson, and Tony Sampson. Y'all all know them on Friday nights by their numbers. This is Theron, you're number 4, Alfred number 2, and Tony Sampson. Do they let you have a number? Big numero uno, number 1. Let Tony Sampson. Y'all all aware of them. Well, look, y'all got one regular season football game left in Glen Oaks. All 3 of you seniors? Well, I know that there's a lot of pride in that ball game. There'll be a lot of pride in being your last regular season ball game, but that's not the end of our season by the farthest stretch of our imagination. We got a lot of football past Glen Oaks. Well, you think that the Baker Buffaloes going to be ready for Friday night, Tony?
Yes, sir. I think
Y'all are out here going through your drills and your practices. Do you see an intensity that maybe you don't know?
I feel fired. They're getting pretty fired up, and I like to see that. I just hope they carry it on through to the playoffs and stay them out.
Well, it's easy to take lightly a team like Glen Oaks with the record they got out there. Do you think the Buffaloes are going to take them lightly, or you think that they're getting prepared like they did for a 10 to 5 game?
Yes, sir. I believe they're getting prepared for a championship game, but after this game against Glen Oaks, I think they don't take time on us. Because none of them are going to be a pretty tough game.
That's right. I think it is too. And of course, folks, what he's talking about is we're already aware. Everybody's already aware that after the Glen Oaks game, we are in the playoffs. And after the Glen Oaks game, will be our first opponent will be Sanama, who is will represent the number 1 team out of 6 Quad A, our sister district down here below Baton Rouge. Ben, you've had a good season along with these 2 fellas right here. And as far as your success is concerned, who would you give credit to?
My first credit has to go to the coaches and the offensive line. Second to my boys over there. They work with me, team effort. No one can take all the credit.
Well, that shows you what Buffaloes are made out of. Nobody on this team takes credit for anything individually. They know they are a team. They came into this season as a team, and they'll go out of this season as a team, win, lose, or draw any ball game. When they won 9 regular season ball games this season, they'll be able to say they did it as a team. And when they lost one, they lost it as a team. And I think that attitude runs through this entire team. Y'all all agree with that?
Okay.
3 of the finest running backs in the state of Louisiana. We're going to take a look at and talk to some of the other football players in just a moment. Okay, on Friday night, folks, between every football game, you'll see players running in and out off the field, and they're running the plays in from the coaching staff to the quarterback in the huddle. And the Baker Buffaloes utilizes their offensive guards for this purpose, and that's who I'm with right now. They're up in the middle of the line on offense. These guys, you talk about some unsung heroes. They do a lot of the work, probably most of the work, and get very little of the credit. And I want to recognize them right now. We got Bobby Cruz over here. We have Corey Taylor, Bill Bates, and Brent Causey, 4 of the finest guards in 7 Quad A football that represents the guard positions for the Baker Buffaloes. We've talked to some of your fellow players, some of those running backs that breaks on those touchdowns. We talked to Theron Duncan and Tony Sampson and Alfred Hudson them a while ago, and they're giving all the credit to you guys up in the middle of that offensive line. They say that whatever they do starts with you guys, Brent. How you feel about that?
Yeah, we pretty much got it in most of it. We gave a lot of credit to them also, and when the hole's not there, they look for another break, and they really hit it hard.
Well, we got a fine football team. Bill, and no one man on this football team does anything. It takes a whole team. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about your season so far?
I've had a okay season. I thought I've improved. I've gotten quicker, stronger, and we're gonna go a long way.
I think so too. Look, it's I can remember when we used to run plays in the football games. It hadn't been that long ago, and sometimes in the heat of battle, boy, with the stands cheering, it's a really important part of the ball game. Corey, is it easy to get confused when a coach is sending a play in real quickly?
Yes, it is, but you got to kind of keep your head in a tough situation and stuff like that.
Bobby, they can't just use any old dummy to do this. They need you guys because y'all do have good heads on your shoulders and you know what you're talking about when you bring that play in. Have you ever had a moment of confusion where maybe you felt like you wasn't sure about the position they was calling along with the play? Has that ever happened?
No, I can't say that's really ever happened though. We don't really say, we say what basically what the tight end and the lineman do. Coach sends in signals to the backs into their formation. So I don't think we ever had any problem with that.
Okay, well that's interesting right there because I didn't know that, and I know maybe a lot of the folks didn't. They send in they give the backs their position from the sidelines. How do they do that with a hand signal? Same, Brent?
Different hand signals.
So y'all are just really just calling in some pass, running in pass patterns or design routes for the running backs. Is that right? Well, good. This is the nucleus of the Baker offensive attack, the Baker offensive guards. We're going to be right back. Talk to a few more of our Buffaloes in just a minute. When those other football teams is throwing all that bad stuff at us in the air, long and short, we got the guys right here that defends against that. Y'all will see them in our defensive secondary. I want to introduce them to you.
Amar Thomas, Glenn House,
Steve Morgan.
Alonzo Frank.
Okay, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it by number because that's the way you people out there recognize these people. Lamar Thomas, number 9. Glenn House, number 15. 22. Steve Morgan's 22.
Number 8.
Alonzo Frank's number 8. This is your defensive secondary for the 1986 season that's been very successful. There was a little skepticism at the start of the season, man, especially for your position. We had some pretty good defensive backs leave last year, and they was wondering whether people were going to be able to come into Buff Stadium and throw against the Buffaloes, and there was some doubt at the first of the season. But here, after 9 football games with an 8-1 record, it seems that they found you guys, and y'all have rose to the occasion and stopped that long bomb aerial attack against the Buffalo team. And I know all the fans are proud of y'all doing a good job, and y'all hang in there and keep up the good work. We got Glen Oaks ahead of us, and then a lot more after that. Y'all agree with that? How many of you are seniors? All 3 of you, and then Lamar Thomas is a junior. So you'll be back with us next year. This is the Buffalo defensive secondary. We're going to talk to some more of our players in just a second. Standing here with some more of the important part of the Buffalo defense is the defensive line. I want to first mention to you the equipment I have on is this fine Buffalo cap and this jersey. I got it at Sportsman's Corner. Y'all get a chance, go by and support the Buffalo. See Frank up here and get some of this gear. We still got a lot of football ahead of us this season with Glen Oaks left and then going into the playoffs. We need to represent this football team in the stands in our colors. So y'all go by and see Frank Perry at Sportsman's Corner. Talk to him about some of these caps and some of these jerseys. Like I said, this is the defensive line. It starts right with the center, with the nucleus of the defensive line. And Howard Bonaventure, big number 81, little number 81, medium-sized number 81 that you see on the field every Friday night. Howard, you're not one of the bigger football players on the field in stature, but in heart, you're probably one of the bigger football players that's ever dressed out in a Baker High School uniform. You do a good job at nose guard, and everybody's pleased with you. How do you feel about the performance of the Buffaloes this year?
I feel great. We pull it together, play teamwork. That's all we need.
Well, you got 2 guys on each side of you in there when the going gets tough right up the middle, and number 73, Terry Causey, and then Thomas Cobb. Thomas, your number's what, 62? 66, I'm sorry. 66 on Friday nights. These 2 guys here are the tackles that plays on both sides. Y'all see them when a lot of action is going up the middle. And, of course, everybody gets to appreciate and see the 2 guys at the end of the road here in Paul Esch and Jimmy Vaughn. I forgot my daddy's name this morning, so don't feel bad. Everybody knows Big Jimmy Vaughn. Jimmy, you've had a fine year this year. we've seen you on some of our films when we televise the football game with you virtually knocking people down, going over people's backs to make tackles, and everybody in the stands talk about the great job y'all are doing around those ends, stopping those sweeps, and that's an important part of the Buffalo defense, is because everybody comes at us with those options and those sweep plays, and y'all are doing a good job defending against that. Jimmy, want to say what a good job y'all are doing on the ends, you and Paul, and you guys up the middle. Y'all hang in there because we do have a lot of football left ahead of us. See y'all in Friday night. We started the show this evening, the coaches show here on the football field, and some of the first Baker Buffaloes we talked to was the offensive centers, where everything starts at the center. And we talked about making clean handoffs to the quarterback, and that's the first thing that takes place on the football field, is the exchange between the center and the field general, the quarterback. And of course, we have two of the finest quarterbacks that you could find in Quad A football today, in senior Chris Mook, who is with me on this side. And what are you laughing at? You don't think you two are the finest? Huh?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about this young man right here? He's laughing like he don't think he's good, Chris.
He doesn't have much confidence yet. He will next year, though.
Well, he'll have to.
He will. He'll be all right. He's got another year to get ready.
Well, what do you think about the football team in general, Chris, in being as far along as we are right now, with an 8-1 record and going against a team like Glen Oaks that everybody don't seem to think has anything? Do you think that they're going to be laid down, relaxed, or you think that the Buffaloes are going to be ready to play a high-spirited football game against a team like that?
Well, last week we came out wasn't ready, and it seems like every other week we come back ready. Kind of mess around, play bad to the team we should beat. Last week we didn't play well. We should come back this week and play like we capable.
You are a fine quarterback, and probably one of the best that's came through Baker High School. And this young man that was teasing and laughing and joking with, Johnny Fletcher over here, the second-team quarterback that comes in and relieves you, probably we'll get to see a lot of action Friday night against Glen Oaks, don't you, Lemay?
Hello, sir.
Johnny, you looking forward to maybe getting a lot of action Friday night against a team like Glen Oaks?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
I think that when Chris and them finishes with the Panthers early in the ball game, you'll probably get a lot of action. But I think after talking to most of y'all's teammates, that they give you two guys a lot of credit for what's happened out there on the football field, and I think that they think that y'all going to be prepared and get the team up. You know, the quarterback historically on any football team is the leader, and sometimes you're put into these positions whether you want to be or not. I know you're out there to play just good, solid football and do the best you can, but these guys look up to y'all being in that position as the leaders on the football field. So we're expecting y'all to lead the Buffaloes in there Friday night and then take them past that ball game, Chris, because we got a lot of football left with this football team past Glen Oaks.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking forward to y'all Friday night and hope that we walk away with the 9-1 record that we know we're going to do. And you guys keep up the good work, and all the fans are behind you 110%.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks, Chris Mook, Johnny Fletcher with the Baker Buffalo. We're going to see y'all next week, folks, after the Glen Oaks football game with the last edition of the Baker High School Coaches Show. Y'all be with us next week.